So this is part 2, a continuation of that thought. We know that it takes this concentration of sodium chloride in order to raise the temperature that water boils from 100 degrees Celsius to 101.32 degrees Celsius. So the question is, how much water would you have to add to cook your spaghetti? So we're going to take 2 quarts of water, okay? 2 quarts of H2O. Okay, we're going to try to consider how many grams of water would we have to add to that pot. This would be not an uncommon amount of water to cook your spaghetti in. So that we're going to figure out how many grams that would be. Now let's remember what this means. 1.27 moles of sodium chloride, that's our table salt, per 1 kilogram of water. Well, I don't know how much water I have in kilograms yet. What I know is how many quarts I have. So I'm going to think through this process. If I could get it to the metric system, I know the density of water is 1 gram per milliliter. That'll get me from a volume unit to the mass unit I have. So I know I need to get it to milliliters. So I was given in the problem how to get to liters. Then I can get to milliliters. This is just me thinking through the plan. Once I have milliliters, I know the density of water is 1 gram per milliliter, and that will take me finally to kilograms of water. So those are the conversions that I would do in order to work this problem. So let's just work it out, putting our units in here. Now what you might want to do is now stop the video and you keep working until you figure out units, canceling, being real careful with it, how many grams of sodium chloride you had to put in there. Resume, and you can fast forward to my work, or whenever you get stuck, you can pop back in, okay? And I'll just keep working this quietly so that if you rejoin me, you can kind of follow along what I'm doing without me interrupting you in your thought with my words. Well, let's talk through it, and then I'll get my calculator out, okay? Actually, no, let me go ahead and calculate it because you may not want to listen to my whole explanation that I'll give after this if you got the right answer. So 1.27, 8.44, I've got 140. 140. So if that's what you got, wonderful, okay? If that's not what you got, then we see the work here. Let me just talk through it a little bit, and you can ignore my discussion if you'd like. And you can advance to the next slide that we see there. But what we have here is all the work to get the the mass of the solvent. Why? Because our molality is in units of mass. We're wanting to know about the sodium chloride, so we'll get that volume into kilograms instead of quarts, okay? We'll get the amount of water And so all of this is how much water it is in kilograms. This piece right here will get us out of the kilogram world and put us into the sodium chloride world. I should say it this way. It'll get us out of the water and convert us over to sodium chloride, because the question is asking how many grams of sodium chloride would you have to add. So I do the work and I convert first to moles, and then that's the sodium chloride, and then I use the molar mass of sodium chloride to get the grams of sodium chloride. So now that's how much, all right? So you might say, okay, that's good. I'll add 140 grams of sodium chloride to my water when I make my spaghetti, and that's going to make the temperature boil a degree higher. And it's going to save me some time, and I'm going to be able to cook my noodles better. Well, let's look at a picture here. I took a little bit of time, and that's 142. It's almost 140. That's 142 grams. So I've got it in a measuring cup, and you can see that it is more than a third of a cup. It's coming up beyond a third of a cup that you would have to add. Now, let me tell you, you can do that if you want, but your spaghetti is not going to be edible. Don't do it because you're trying to raise the temperature of the water. So why do we add salt to our water when we make spaghetti? Because it tastes better, nothing more, okay? So that's why you add that to there, and I just wanted you to see this is how it plays out. This is how you raise the temperature at which water boils. But it's quite a lot of salt to get a small increase, a degree increase on that boiling of water.